Hey everyone! Alright, today's video is going to be over composite figures. Your objective: I will be able to determine the area of composite figures. So a composite figure is simply a figure that is made up of two or more geometric figures. So as you can see here, in this composite figure we have a triangle and a semicircle. In this figure, we've got two rectangles. In this figure, we've got a triangle, a rectangle, and another triangle. So whenever we find the area of these, all we have to do is just break the figure into smaller pieces. So that's like what I did here. I drew lines so that we could see the different shapes in the figure. Then we're just going to find the area of each piece, and we're going to add them together. Now, if there is a shaded region, that means we have to find the area of both regions and subtract. And you will see an example like that as well in this video. Alright, so example 1, we're going to find the area of this composite figure. So a line has already been drawn for us so that we can clearly see we have a rectangle and a triangle. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up space to solve the area for each one. So for area of a rectangle, that is area equals base times height. And for the area of a triangle, that would be base times height divided by 2. So now let's actually identify those parts for each shape. So for this rectangle, we see that it has a base of 8 and a height of 7. So the area equals a base of 8 times a base of 7. So that area would be 56 inches squared. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in the rectangle. Now for the triangle, it does not tell us the base of the triangle, but we can see that this entire side measures 12 inches. And this side measures 8 inches. So if we subtract those, then we know this must be worth 4 inches. So for the triangle, there is a base of 4. Now the height of the triangle, as you can see over here, is 7 inches. So we have a base of 4 times a height of 7, and we're going to divide that by 2. 4 times 7 is 28. And 28 divided by 2 equals 14. So the triangle is 14 inches squared, and I'm going to write that over here. Alright, so to find the total area, we are going to add the area of each shape. So that's 56 plus 14. So the total area is 70 inches squared. Alright, example 2. Alright, we have another composite figure. This one's actually going to have 3 shapes, so I have set up 3 sections to find each area. So I see here that we have a triangle, and I see here that we have a rectangle and another rectangle. So we've got 2 rectangles, so we're going to need to know that area equals base times height for each one of those. And we have a triangle, so that would be area equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, I'm going to start with this rectangle here. So on this rectangle, we've got a base of 5 and a height of 10. So that's base of 5 times a height of 10. 5 times 10 is 50. So this rectangle has an area of 50 inches squared. Now for this rectangle right here. Okay, it has a base of 7. Okay, make sure you don't get that mixed up with the 15. The 15 is for this entire line right here. So the base for this rectangle is 7, so I'm going to go ahead and substitute that in. Now the height, it doesn't tell us the height. but we do know that this entire side is 10 inches, which means that this entire side is 10 inches. So if this is 6, then this must be 4. So the height of this rectangle would be 4 inches, and 7 times 4 equals 28. And I'm going to write that inside the rectangle. All right, now for the triangle. We already found the height of this rectangle to be 4, so we know that the height of the triangle is going to be 4. Now the base, that's going to be just this section right here. So keep in mind this entire side measures 15 inches. So we know that if this measures 5, this measures 5, and if this measures 7, then this also measures 7. So that means these two sections right here are worth 12 inches. So if this right here is 12 inches and the whole thing's 15, then this would have to be 3 inches right here. So for the triangle, we have a base of 3 times a height of 4 divided by 2. 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So for the triangle, we have an area of 6 inches squared. Now we are going to add those three things together to get the total area. So we have 50 plus 28 plus 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So 84 inches squared. All right, example 3, we want to find the area of the shaded region. So that means we're just finding the area of this part right here. So remember back at the beginning of the video, I said if we have to find the area of a shaded region, we have to subtract. So we're still going to find the area of each piece, but we're going to subtract them instead. So let's start with the big square. So we know that for a square, area equals base times height. We have a base of 27 and a height of 27. So that would be 27 times 27. I'm going to work that out right over here. Right, 7 times 7 is 49. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 4 is 18. Put the placeholder. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And then we're just going to add that together to get 729. So the area of the big square is 729 inches squared. And I'm going to circle that so I don't forget which one's the area. Okay, now we have to find the area of the smaller square. So that's area equals base times height. The smaller square has a base of 12 and a height of 12. So we're multiplying 12 times 12, and we should know that that equals 144 inches squared. Okay, so since we have the area of the big square, 729 inches squared, that means this whole entire space is worth 729 inches squared. But we don't want this 144 inches squared, so that's why we have to subtract it out. So we're going to take 729 minus 144. 9 minus 4 is 5. We have to borrow here. 12 minus 4 is 8, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So the area of the shaded region would be 585 inches squared. All right, now it's time for you to try. Find the area of this composite figure and make sure you show all your work in your notes. Answer the question on EduCanon and bring your notes with you on the next class day. And that about wraps it up.